Hey, come here. What I'm about to tell you is a bit controversial. Okay, so I do not charge for my initial design consultation, and I'm going to tell you exactly why over on Design Sips. Let's go. Today we'll raise a glass. We'll think tank how you can bring more joy, abundance, and balance to your interior design firm. I'm Sandra Funk, and this is Design Sips. Cheers.
Cheers, Sandra. Alrighty, so we had designers submit their questions, so let's dive in.
Yes.
Alright, so Chrissy asks, I've heard you don't charge for your initial consultation. Can you walk through why that doesn't work for you?
Absolutely. So there are literally so many reasons, but I think the biggest, most important one is that by the time I get to that initial consultation, I've already really vetted this client. I've asked all the right questions. I've had a team member have a call with them. They filled out their little inquiry form. So I know a lot about them already, and I'm not even going to that initial consultation if I don't think that they are absolutely one of my kind whales, one of my ideal clients, and I can't wait to meet them and see if our chemistry is right to actually work together. So again, I'm not going on any call that anybody it's very carefully vetted, very carefully orchestrated. I'm not wasting my time if I'm on one of these calls. If I'm on this initial consultation, it's because I cannot wait to meet this client and hopefully turn them into a long-term client with our firm. So when I'm going out there, I'm not gonna put a paywall between me and this ideal dream client of mine, right? I've worked with some people that are CEOs of top companies, major media moguls, entrepreneurs that are household names. You would never put a $500, $1,500, whatever. You would never put a paywall between you and this incredible opportunity. So I want you to think of every ideal client as this incredible opportunity that you would never put a barrier in front of, right? Also, I am going in there checking our chemistry. On paper, these are ideal clients. They're in my zone, they're in my scope, they're in my aesthetic, blah, 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 right? Now I'm checking to see, are they kind? Do we get along? Are we listening to each other well? Do we have good banter? Is the chemistry right? I'm listening to my intuition. I'm really spending time watching and learning how they interact, how they feel about their home, how they interact with their other decision makers, their friends, their family, whoever else happens to be around. You usually do get a better image of who they really are when you're standing in their home and real life is happening around them, right? All of this, if I'm being paid for the consultation, I am worried about delivering, right? Delivering design ideas, delivering concepts, delivering value instead of listening to my gut. And the most important thing that you can be doing once you're finally there with that potential client is to be listening to your gut so that you can figure out if you want to get into a long-term relationship, because that's what interior design is, with this other human or set of humans or family or whatever they are. Cheers to that.
Yes.
There's also more to the story.
Absolutely. Was there ever a time in your business where you charged for the consultation? Or did you always know it was kind of going to be like this?
I worked for designers that did it like this, that understood it to be like this, that understood that this initial consultation was so much more important. You're so excited to get to those dream clients that you would never put a barrier in front of it, and or that you're so busy making sure it's going to be a fit. I never worked for someone who modeled a pay-to-play initial consultation, and therefore it never even entered our mind.
Right.
Thank God.
Yeah. So an objection we do hear to this is that as to why designers may charge for the initial consult is because they could lose money when the potential client doesn't pan out. What are your thoughts on that?
Sure, and I would consider that, I would put the time and energy that goes into an initial consultation in the marketing budget, right? You are going to market your firm, you're going to have a beautiful website, you're going to spend money on photography, you're going to go to potential client meetings. That's all marketing. That's all you getting in there and selling yourself to an ideal client. So to me, it's a little odd to be having the client pay for that marketing, right? They're paying you to come and to sell yourself to them. And also in my model, you're interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you. So it's just an odd concept to me that you would pay for that. Now, I understand that there are models out there where that initial consultation is the job, right? You're going there to rearrange some furniture, to help style a bookcase, to pick out paint colors, right? On the spot. You are going there to do like a design day. That is completely and entirely different. Do not confuse the two. That is a product in and of itself, right? And that could be a product that I would offer. Like, I'm gonna come to your house and I'm gonna give you off the cuff ideas. I'm gonna help you make the furniture layout a little bit better. I'm gonna bring my paint deck. We're gonna do that. I personally don't work that way. It runs counter to my ability to sell the larger, deeper 18-month-long design project where I think very deeply about all the considerations. I carefully, measure your space and do multiple layouts before coming up with the perfect floor plan for your family's needs. I take everything into deep consideration. Paint is the last thing I pick because I'm getting all the important elements, the art, the rugs kind of start the design. We build from there. Paint colors, we have gabillions of options, so they always come in last for me. So if I were to do a design day, it would be completely counter to the fact that my other designs take months and much turmoil and deep thought and intuition and sleeping on it and walking it through in my mind. Like, that would be opposites, right? It's not how I work. And if I could work both ways, I couldn't really have both products. They wouldn't sit next to each other with integrity, right? So there are those fast off the cuff, go products, designers, ways. It's completely different, totally different. They are not there to interview. They are not there to check their gut. They're not there to potentially get into an 18-month-long engagement where they transform someone's life with design. They're there to deliver today's design gut check, fast. And listen, that's a different skill set. The one who walks into a room and knows exactly how it should be in that moment can probably charge a wonderful amount for that and make great money, have an incredible career based on that. That's not who I am, right? It's different. I have a multiple 100-step design process that goes through, builds, renovates, major construction, millwork details, custom, all of that, right? That's the groove in the lane that I got into. So just, again, don't confuse, I don't charge for the initial consultation with I don't find value in going on a job site and giving like that day advice, right? If I were giving actual design advice in that moment, that would be a different story. I don't give any design advice at my initial consultation. Not one thing, none of it. All of it will be, that's something that we're gonna really think tank. That's something we're gonna deeply consider. Yeah, that's the kind of detail that we're going to really solve once we are putting together a complete plan that is cohesive and is really about the full vision, not just individual choices, right? Totally different products.
Yes, definitely. And for the sake of this video, we have titled it, or we're calling it initial consultation, but actually to our clients and internally, we call it an initial meeting because we don't even want there to be confusion for our clients.
Right. The truth is, it's a meeting.
Yeah.
We are consulting on what their project will be, but we are not giving advice in that meeting.
Yes, exactly.
It's true.
And just a reminder, guys, if you want more content and advice and all the things, hit the subscribe button.
More me on a soapbox talking about why I don't charge for the consultation.
Okay. So, Sandra, let's dig into a little bit more of what happens at this initial meeting. So, you're gathering scope of work, and then they're asking, how do you work? What tools do you use to convey how do you work?
Sure. So, back in the day when I first started this, I would hopefully remember all the things I was supposed to say to them. And then I went through this phase where I was reading them my design agreement. There's no better way to absolutely kill the vibe and any energy that you've been building and any sort of flow that's been building than to sit down and read a legal document out loud to the people. So finally came to the solution that really works beautifully. We have created a presentation. It is the beautiful marriage of all the things I need to say. The important points out of my design agreement, again, need to be said because those clients, are not going to read it unless they're a lawyer. And then you got to decide, is that really your dream client? You do you. And then make it pretty. Make it also, I used to walk them through my design agreement and then walk them through this like portfolio tome that was like this huge book of all my images. Now everything is married together. So the presentation is my beautiful portfolio images with all the important things that I need to say, with the very, very important guidelines and boundaries, containers that are in my design agreement, all pulled together into what we call the House of Funk experience. It's all walking them through what it's going to be like to be my client. So not only are they getting the important points, they're seeing the pretty visuals, they're understanding that we have a process, this is not a hobby, this is like succinct, they know exactly how this is going to go down. But the whole time they're listening to it, they're envisioning being my client, because that's how it's put together. And then we'll sit down and we'll go through conceptual design, and here are the deliverables that I'll show you. And then you'll have 1 week to give me your, input, and we'll do 1 round of revisions. And then we're gonna, everything is so that they can envision how it's going to be my client. Which, when that sales presentation is done, because that's really what it is, right? It's a sales presentation wrapped up in an experience. They've been envisioning being my client, and we know what we envision is much more likely to come true, right? That's some of that woo-woo stuff that is also proven. And so it makes them saying yes to being my client a lot more likely when I walk them through this whole beautiful presentation.
Mm-hmm. And the best way to get an idea of what this presentation looks like is to check out our free training.
Yeah, I actually have this entire presentation online available for you, and if I know Sarah, she's going to have a link to it there, or there, I don't know, somewhere. So yeah, check it out.
Yes, we'd love for you to have it, and it's also a behind-the-scenes look at your signature program, the Standard.
Indeed, and so if you become a Standard member, you not only have access to see what that presentation looks like, it's soft, and you can literally take it and make it your own, which is obviously fabulous.
Yes.
In addition to a million other resources.
Yes, such as the entire potential client process. So
yes, walks you through this whole thing step by step by step. And what I know for sure is when we got this process locked down, our close rate went through the roof. Again, I'm only going to potential clients that I'm dying to work with, and we know that our Standard members' close rates of their ideal clients that they really want to work with are just amazing with this presentation and the whole process and the whole way that it unfolds. Mm-hmm. It's good stuff.
Absolutely. So check it out.
Indeed. All right, y'all. That's it. Hope you're having a good day. Cheers to you, and I'll see you next time.
Cheers.